it was one of the most beloved television shows ever. It ran for 9 seasons from 1974 to 1983. We're speaking of Little House on the Prairie, still seen to this day all over the world. Now, ever so often, the cast of Little House on the Prairie get together for a Prairie Cast reunion, and there's one coming up this week in Keystone, South Dakota. And our series this month on Mondays was featuring a different cast member from Little House on the Prairie. We had little young Carrie Ingalls. We had the teacher, Miss Beadle. We had Nellie Olson. And now I welcome to the program, she played Caroline Ingalls. Actress Karen Grassel joins us on Life Talk. Karen, welcome to the program.
Well, hi.
Hi, it's so nice to speak with you.
Thank you. Just for the record, it's Grassley.
Oh, Grassley, I am sorry.
That's okay. Nobody told you.
Yeah. Okay, Karen Grassley, welcome to the program. So, Karen, tell us about, why to this day people are still enjoying Little House on the Prairie.
Well, I'm sure other people know that better than I do because they're the ones watching it. But I don't think that the responsibility toward family and community ever goes out of style.
Right. And do you think that that's missing in television today, the stuff that's being produced today?
Oh, Lord. It sure is. It sure is. I can't tell you how many people say, oh, why can't we have shows like that?
Yeah.
I think we've gotten to the lowest common denominator in television. Mostly disappointed in what's available on network. And there are some excellent shows available, but mostly on cable. At least for my money. There's.
What do you think of all? What do you think of all the reality shows, Karen?
I think it's putting a lot of actors out of work. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Actors and writers.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Because, they're just taking regular people, and I've said many times on this program, they're not really reality shows because there's so much post-production and editing. They could make a character out to be any kind of character the producer wants them to be, based on editing.
Well, apparently, yeah, there's that, and then I think there's a lot of manipulation during the process of the filming to make it go in a way that seems more dramatic, and what aspects of people they choose to accent.
Yes.
It's my understanding that on some of these reality shows, they put these people up in a hotel or a motel, and they don't let them go anywhere. They're like imprisoned. They won't let them see the radio, the newspaper, or television because they don't want them to see what the impact of their show is being.
Yep.
And they have no protection. They have no union like we actors do. They're not professionals. So, I don't know. It seems to be very popular among the public, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, well, that's now. Let's go back to when Little House on the Prairie was in its full run, and yes, you can still find it all over the world today, and people are still enjoying it. Is it true that I understand that there was a lot of competition for the role of Caroline Ingalls, and you auditioned under a different name? Can you tell us why you auditioned under a different name?
I was thinking of changing my name at that time because I'd been in show business for a while, and I was still broke. And I thought, well, maybe I needed to change the equation somehow. But as it turned out, when I was cast in Little House, they'd been on the hunt for quite a while, and they were getting ready to go into production about the 5th of January, and we were almost at Christmas time. And they had cast, of course, Michael, and then Mr. Edwards, and all of the children, but they still did not have Ma. And when they found me and decided to cast me, then fortunately I decided that I should stick with my real name. I think my dad would have been forever disappointed if I had not done that.
Yeah. So did you know at the time that you were involved in a project that would be just so loved by so many people for so long?
I knew it was going to be a hit because by that time in my career I had read a lot of scripts, and I knew it was going to be successful, but it never occurred to me that we would be talking third generation now of people watching it. That just never entered my mind.
Wow. But I mean, obviously, the writing, the cast, everything. Tell us about your memories of Michael Landon. I've asked everyone who's been on this program, their memories of Michael Landon. What is your most fond memory of him?
Well, he was a very gifted and talented writer-producer, and one of my fond memories of him is the way that he encouraged us when we were making the pilot. He was very sensitive and patient with all of us because all the rest of us were new to television. And he was the old, experienced hand,
Sure. Coming from a series like Bonanza.
Yes, so I was very appreciative of his patience and encouragement. After he had seen my dailies, he came back to let me know that everything was going really well. And, that helps build your confidence when you're in the middle of a project, shooting in a Quonset hut in a fairgrounds in the middle of California. You don't know how it's going.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Karen, after the series ended, I know you continued to act. Can you tell us what you've been doing since? I know I was just watching television the other day, and I saw you on a commercial.
Oh, yeah, I have a commercial running right now for Premier Baths, which is those baths that have a door, for people that are at risk of falling.
Yes.
Quite a nice product. And last year, in '08, I did a couple of plays here in the area where I'm living in Northern California.
Mm-hmm.
I did one in Palo Alto. It was a romantic comedy about an older couple. And then I did the musical Cabaret, and that was my first musical at this late time in my life.
Wow. So how did that go?
Well, it was a lot of fun. I was very happy to be offered the opportunity. I found a wonderful singing teacher and learned so much and gained a lot of confidence during it. And I just loved my character. She was a German landlady who had suffered some tough times, but was falling in love and was getting softer. And then, because of the social circumstances of the Nazis taking power, had to walk away from planned marriage.
Mm.
Yeah.
So at this stage in your career, Karen, do you prefer the stage? Do you love the stage, or would you welcome another TV project?
I'm completely open. I love the theater. I've always loved theater. That's where I started.
Yep.
It would be wonderful to also get to act on television from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just great to meet good material and have the challenge of new opportunities.
And
love it.
And did you find that since you were, portrayed as Caroline Ingalls Ma or whatever, that a lot of actors say that once they have that one iconic role, that it's hard to break away from that? Did you find that you were sort of cast or looked at as, just the loving mother, the caring mother, that you would want to do something else?
I'll tell you what happened, Wade, was that for quite a few years after that, every script they sent me, the character had a bun.
So that tells you that,
she wasn't necessarily a mother. She wasn't necessarily even married. She might be a spinster, but she had a bun.
But she always had her hair in a bun.
Yeah. And, of course, that one of the things that actors go through when they get a little bit of success. But in my case, I'm sure if I had hung in, I would have gotten something else that would have helped to change that identity. But as it turned out, I had put off having a family. And so it was more important to me at that time in my life to develop a family. I have a daughter that was born during that time after this series went off the air, and focus on a different aspect of life than just my career.
Absolutely. So you have no regrets at all?
No. Because
family is important to you.
Well, let's face it, I had had a lot of experience of the theater and
Yep.
television, and it was fun. You know, it was fun making a lot of money. It was fun getting to dress up in beautiful clothes and lovely high heels and all that.
Except Alison Arngrim, who played Nellie Olson, she said it was very hot wearing all those costumes.
Oh yeah, the costumes. I'm not talking about that. I didn't get to wear beautiful clothes on the show.
Yeah.
But in my own time.
Oh, I got you.
I had the money to buy beautiful clothes.
Sure.
And go to Fifth Avenue and go in designer shops and stuff that I had never had a chance to do, and that was a lot of fun.
Sure.
I had my little Mercedes convertible and lived in the Hollywood Hills with a swimming pool. I mean, that's fun. I was very, very lucky to have all that.
Yeah.
But I'm very glad that I was able to have my daughter and, move on in my life.
Sure. Now, with these cast reunions, do you enjoy going out and meeting and reconnecting with the cast and also reconnecting, I guess, with your audience?
It's a wonderful thing for me, after all these years, to meet up with the people that I knew as children and to know them as adults. They're such fine people. And so really that's the main reason for me to come to these reunions and even meet the public, is to see these people that I knew growing up.
Yeah.
And, of course, it's very heartwarming to see how people have been influenced and how much people love the character of Carolyn and the show.
Yeah. Well, people do love your character. People love the show. To this day, people still, like you said, wish that we could have television like that today being produced. But thankfully, we do have reruns of Little House on the Prairie. Karen, it's been a pleasure. Thank you very much for being on the program today.
Thank you for talking with me.
All right. All the best.
All right. Bye-bye.
There's actress Karen Grassley, who played Ma, Carolyn Ingalls, on Little House on the Prairie.